Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
So, Sarah, what we're talking about? Do you remember anything of the coma?
I remember dreaming in the coma, and I'd have a recurring dream that I was a fish in somewhere up in the Kimberley. It looked like a brochure, and it was a nuclear family, mum, dad, and the fishermen, charter fishermen, so they're on the Caspian River, maybe, that's not on the Kimberley. Anyway, somewhere top and tropical, in a gorge, catching barramundi. And I was a barramundi, and I had slipped down the side of the boat. I was on the deck, but I was between something, and of course I'm a fish, not known for our ability to say, I'm just over here, Mr. Charter Boat Man. And he said to the kids, because he took the hook out of the mouth of the fish that they'd caught, and he said, we don't keep them, we always throw them back in. And I remember thinking, still pretty fucking rude to put the hook in our mouth, and I'm not supposed to be a fish anyway. And then I'd wake up. So, no, I was trying to flap like those fish that people have in their shacks that sing.
Yes.
I cannot listen to one of them without dying laughing. They make me laugh so hard. I don't know why that is.
Since or?
Always.
Always, yeah.
Just does, it kills me. Anyway,
and that image is what you were doing, trying to get the attention of the hook or the captain in the boat?
Yeah, to say, I guess. Maybe that's what was happening.
That's when you're trying to break out of the coma.
Yeah.
Get their attention.
Here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I'm still here.
And all you could do is flap.
Yeah. So what they weren't expecting at all was that I would wake up without brain damage. That was what they were looking for. But I remember just this unrelenting knowledge that something terrible had gone down. But none of us were going to talk about it, so I didn't know what it was. But I had a fair idea I was involved.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I got to... At first I was pretty high because I was on fentanyl.
Uh-huh.
I was on fentanyl when I was discharged. Like if humans went to the pub and you just set up painkillers, I would have been one of... that's the pub I'd go to.
Yeah.
Always would have, I reckon.
Yeah.
But it all makes so much more sense now anyway, because I know why I did it. Now that I know what knowing my what are they, defects of how my mind works.
How you're wired.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like the peace of heart that it gives me is just extraordinary. Because I'm like, oh my God, I am absolutely, always have been incapable of learning by being told. And when a doctor said to me, he said, it's not that you can't or won't. He said, it's like you don't even have the button to press to want to know. So it's the innate lack of curiosity about anything inanimate that's just simply not in mental capabilities. So you're going to let yourself off the hook a bit. I have no clue and I don't care. Because so long as I don't have to waste the amount of time I wasted disappearing because I was so exhausted trying to work out what the fuck was wrong with me. Like, your brain, apparently, because I've listened to so much online and sat in on so many lectures on so many different topics of neurodiversity, but your brain doesn't have a sense of humour at all, and it hears exactly what you say to it. So when I was losing things at the rate of knots I have my whole life, and real consequences like losing passports at the airport before you take off, heart-stopping moments always, but you spend, and then letting people down as well, because I think time is so abstract to what a non-ADD person thinks time is that I'll never be able to explain it. But time for me is like wrestling jelly, and it infuriates people. But it's like saying, I don't know, it's like telling a colourblind person
to see green.
They can't. Or even communication. That's what I mean. It's not about the time. It's like, how come you can know me for 58 years and humans aren't prepared at all to understand the needs of another one? Like, I know what my needs are and I know how to meet them. And so I pretty much don't feel like an asshole for the first time in my life, which is a really wonderful thing. But that's really, I guess now I've healed, because we podcasted about this. Now I just reckon that the coma and all of it afterwards, I just had to say one thing, that's right. I forgot this. It just sounds so racist, but it's so funny because the way she said it. And I'm sorry, but here's how it went. She was a hard-ass Chinese nurse, one of those nurses, old school. And she'd nursed me I'm a, reoffender. And this is when I knew it was that they all thought I would have attempted suicide, which I hadn't. Anyway, she goes, "Why did you do what you did?" I'm not sure what you're talking about, but people get really angry with people who they presume still to have done that.
You never worked out what you did?
I think just drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was pretty fucking awful of someone once. I really would have.
Yeah.
I would have thought they mattered less. Without, I can say that hand on heart.
Yeah.
In my 20s. I would have felt sad for them, but I would have thought they mattered less, for sure.
Right.
That's who I was. I remember knowing when I'd changed for the better on that score. Because madness by then had taken me a couple of times, which is mostly frustration, but it was when I was back on my feet and in a taxi. I was in Geelong to do a corpie, 5 grand corpie.
Yeah.
Things were looking good. Unfortunately, the corpie was in Ballarat. which I knew. But I just put Ballarat in my head, Bendigo, or
Yeah.
I just
Geelong.
mixed them up, or Geelong, one of them.
And it's like talking about an hour and a half difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rang the guy and I said, I'm in West Ballarat or West Geelong or West somewhere. Near Castlemaine.
Whoops. Yeah.
Anyway, because I was so terrified that people would think I'd fallen off the wagon, I couldn't not turn up to things, so that was a very big stress. But apart from that, things were good. And
Did you get a flight there?
no, it's too late. Oh, it was so funny. I was George Costanza the next week. I had a gig in Castlemaine, and I was like Ruth Cracknell on a bad day, and I say just checking, double checking, while I'm on the train like a mad woman. Get off at Castlemaine. All of a sudden, we're at Castlemaine, where the gig is. And I get to the door and stand there because I'm first off, right? I'm not missing this. I've never been first at the door of anything. Didn't know about the button, you see. I thought they just opened themselves.
Oh, no.
Like a tube. And so now I've got 4 people behind me who want to kill me, and the train's moving. So I ring the emergency bell and lose my mind.
You've done it, yeah.
Someone explains the physics of these trains, and they can't stop, no matter how much I want them to.
So you had to get off the next stop.
Yeah, and the next stop was the place I got off the week before. I was in the same bloody place. 2 weeks in a row. So that hurts your head, that kind of stuff. And to live that life always, it's been pretty taxing on me too. Like, you're not the only ones affected. Anyway, catching the taxi back to the train station when that taxi driver said very politely, I don't think you'll be doing a gig in West Geelong because we're in Bendigo. That's how I found out. That's how my heart stopped. Anyway, then I said, oh bugger, can you take me to a 7-Eleven and I'll grab a bite.
I'll get a pie.
Get a pie.
Yeah.
See, rewards. Always have to have a reward after a fright.
Yes.
And, there was a girl off her scone out the front of this 7-Eleven or whatever it was, and just screaming the kind of stuff that only ice would make you scream. And all I thought was, I just had one more safety net than she had.
Wow.
Because that's what it is. It's safety nets. And I didn't coin that phrase. Sarah Kendall did in... it was so funny because I love Sarah. Sarah and I don't really...
Was she that redhead comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful person. And we hadn't seen each other for years, and some really heavy shit had gone down in her life, and I hadn't told her about being in a coma. And then the jungle. Anyway, hers was pretty brutal, and she's just so funny. She said, thanks for topping my... She's so funny and real. That's right. Then she told me she'd been commissioned by the ABC to do her sitcom, which is apparently brilliant, and I can't wait to sit and watch it with someone. I'm not going to watch it alone. Anyway, when she told me, I just pretended to have a jealous tantrum and ran away from her in the street. But she's that kind of friend that you play the long game. Like, I just kept running and she just kept laughing on the corner. What did she say? Yeah, she said it's incredible. Oh, when I told her that I was homeless, she said that's just so fascinating to me that you've fallen through so many nets. Because you'd think I'd have more than the average bear. Well, I did.
Yeah.
Do. And that's homelessness.
But a lot of money passes through your hands.
Yeah. When you're saying to yourself, you idiot, you moron, it's not healthy.
No, it doesn't.
So I just don't do that anymore because I taught myself how not to, or I try not to. And it's so good for you.
And did the diagnosis help?
It's changed my life 80% to the better.
Yeah.
But it's been good news. It's been very hard to spread.
I forgot I'm recording this.
No, that's good.
Yeah, I know. Should I stop it?
I should go and get a room.
Energy Consultant is produced by Ryan Harry and distributed by the Ozcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.